try to understand the crux of the paper and you try to detail them one by one, first as a compilation, and as and when you are compiling the schemes, you would be writing some critical views about those schemes as well. Whether they are good or not, whether there is any change which is happening, whether carbon reduction really is happening or people have just published anything. You will be critical about that. Finally coming to a conclusion part saying that maybe not much has been achieved or quite a lot has been achieved. And what could be the next pathway? You can also write it. Takes time, but you have that choice of writing in a very critical, constructive but critical way. Okay. This probably is the one which we are going to retain. We will have full papers as part of BT. Communication is too short and we can offer it to students, but that novelty part has to be then thoroughly checked. We can look at that part as well, but the next one, full review, is definitely the one whom I would suggest all of you who are interested in writing a review should look at. Then comes tutorial review, which is not really for you. It's mainly for the professors, but if you want to write with a professor, this is another aspect. What is a tutorial review? What is tutorial for a student? Tell me. What is a tutorial?
Collection of questions.
Collection of questions. Something for undergraduates to get excited about. If you are having some nice paper which gives you clear details about a new upcoming area, but in your own words, very basic, very detailed, you feel like reading it because it's a nice story that has been built over, let's say, last 20-30 years. Then you are very excited to work in that area. So tutorial articles are written by professors, like big professors, who have very high, skills, excellent experience in that area. Probably they are stalwarts in that area, almost 30 years experience, but they want to excite all of you to come into that area, a new area probably which is coming up. And they detailed it very efficiently in your way, in your own words, like an undergraduate or a master's. They are very specific articles. So tutorial reviews are not commonly published in every journal. There are very few journals that they go ahead and publish tutorial reviews. Feature articles. Anyone knows what is a feature article? Let's say one area which is upcoming, and in the last 5 years, a lot of work has been done, and you seem to think that this is one area which is going to lead in the next 10 years as a big area. What's the latest area happening in chemistry? Or technology, let's say? Green chemistry. I think this started in 2000, so it's no more green, to be honest. But yes, sustainable. Green gaya. Ab is sustainability. Wherever you say everything is sustainable. But what's really sustainable, what's happening, what people are trying to do differently, you can bring in as a part of your feature article. Because in last 5 years, some really great number of changes have happened. I think physics, Higgs boson. I saw that the paper which was published on Higgs boson has something like 3,000 authors, because it is, first of all, the LHC, which is Large Hadron Collider, itself is built with international presence. All over the world, scientists are there. So when this paper came out, I was seeing it yesterday, it said 3,100 some authors are there, because the novelty is so high that everyone has contributed towards that development. That is something which is then going to be the next 5-10 years of some big research areas. Feature article will be something in that area. So you can also think about writing a feature article if you think this area is leading on to next 10 to 20 years as a breakthrough area. One of the biggest area nowadays is biotechnology, or rather biomedical engineering. The biomedical tools which are now coming up are so efficient. One of the examples, the scientist is going to come. Has anyone heard about single cancer cells circulating cancer in your body? Anyone has heard about this? If you are given a complete all clear of cancer by any of these medical teams, there is still one cell which can probably circulate in your body and can then proliferate to cause cancer in different parts of the body. Now there is a tool which is available. Excuse me. Yes, please. Could you please stand up? Yeah. It's funny here.
No, sir.
On yourself, I've been seeing you throughout. From the start of the lecture till now. Not yourself. You can sit down. You can sit down. You can sit down.
Yes, sir.
Be very careful.
Yes, sir. Right.
So this is circulatory cancer is funny.
No.
Then come on, means I would like to tell you one thing. If you have come here for just sitting here and there is no interest, I'm not going to discuss about this. This is only for the students who are very interested in going ahead and submitting something. If you are going to laugh at it, I can see you very well. Okay? And that's why I even pointed out to you once or twice for a question. Be very careful about these things. We are not here for fun. Is that okay? So in case of these things, why I'm giving you these details, because these are the entrepreneurs who will be in front of you in next few months. This is a cutting edge research technologies which are happening all over the world, and India is leading those technologies as well. Okay. So we have to probably think from that perspective that probably feature article is something which you can work with if you have even gone for a conference and you see there is some exciting thing, you can write that. Others will follow perspectives and everything I'm not going to talk about, probably will go ahead. How many know this journal? This journal, have you seen? Journal of American Chemical Society. Anyone having an idea what type of journal is this? Like how good is the journal, or what's your idea about it? At least in chemistry terms, it's one of the top journals. Don't worry about the impact factors and everything. Do you think that you want to publish here? Yes, because somewhere down the line you will be doing research and you want to publish something in this journal. If you see there is something written here, if you see here, why I have put up this one is depending on what you want to write as an article, you have templates. You can download these templates. If you want to write a communication as what we discussed, you can download that. Only it will give you 2 pages or 4 pages. Does that mean that you have to fit all your data in 2 pages only? Anyone? Do you think that you have to only strictly put your data in 2 pages? It is. If you don't put the data in 2 pages and you go for the 3rd page, your desk rejected. That means the editor or editor-in-chief has the full power to directly reject the paper stating that it doesn't fit the format. So the first criteria you need to follow is when it comes to communication, and if it suggests that it is a 2-page article, you have to fit your data in 2 pages. Which means, how do you explain your data precisely? Very high precision of writing is required for such journals. When you are writing for only 2 pages, and explanation is still a lot. So for example, you want to give evidence and you think that it's going to go for 4 pages. You cannot go for this journal. Probably you will have to look at other journal for communication article. Or you can go for the next one, which is articles, template for articles, which means full page. 10, 20, 15, whatever pages you want, you can write that. The problem is speed. So my question to you is, what is faster? A research article, full paper, or a communication article? What is the highest in novelty? Communication. Your communication comes out faster because probably that has to hit the target. Everyone in the world should know about it at the earliest. So your communication will be reviewed and it will be published at a much faster rate. Full papers take longer period. Another question, why should communication be faster? Is it the size? Think about yourself as a reviewer. If I submit a full paper of 30 pages and if I submit a paper of 2 pages communication, which one will be reviewed faster? Communication. So this is also something which people keep in mind, that 30 pages takes more time for me to read, to understand, and then I'll give my critical reviews. Okay. These are points which we are just directly highlighting. So if you now look at communication, this will give you a critical view of all the details about communication. First one, page numbers. Maximum 4. 2 in most journals, 4 maximum in various other journals. It doesn't go beyond that. Which means you have to have very critical detail of how you write it. So next question is, if you have written any article, let's say, at what pace you will submit the article? Let's say today you wrote it, in the evening would you submit it? What will you do?
We will review it ourselves first.
Okay, so your first reviewer is yourself. Okay, we are not very good in English. You must have heard that I've made so many mistakes just by when I'm speaking to you. So even when you're writing, same thing will happen. So your first review is going to be yourself. You try to check it once, try to do the corrections. How do you review yourself? Would you be comfortable reviewing yourself, your manuscript, on the computer or by printing it? That's one more thing which is very important. See, we are not sometimes very critical, or our eyes cannot adjust to a mobile. So if you are reviewing an article on the mobile, it's very difficult. Even on a laptop, if you want to spend a lot of time, it's not easy. I would suggest always print it out. If you print it, it is much easier for you to critically check it. And just beside that, you can always make all the corrections. Now, we sometimes cannot afford that because we get thesis, we get big papers. What we do is, we do it on the computer, but we do it in track changes. That also you can do, word file track changes. So it gives you an idea that if some problems are happening, you can track change, and later on you come to know that there are many mistakes, but if you accept it, everything corrects straight away. Novelty, as I said, is definitely going to be very high. If that is the case, you have to have rapid communication. It should come out fast. It will take shorter period for the review to take place. Maximum 15 to 20 days, not more than that. Most full papers take nothing less than 1 month, sometimes 2 months. Some areas I can say, maths and physics, sometimes might go even for 6 months. Why? Why? Even in technology, some of the departments, it takes even 6 months. Why? Chemistry is probably the fastest, to be honest. Even biology, but majorly chemistry, fastest. What's this criteria all about? I think it's just sheer size. If you see the number of chemists everywhere in the world, chemists simply dominate everywhere. Number is huge because chemistry departments are big. Chemical engineering, technologies, the departments are smaller. So if you look at the number of technologies around the world, the number is going to be small. Now everyone get their own papers, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. How much time you can spend? Maths, physics department, again smaller. So the size of the community also defines the timelines for publication. Okay, journals also will put up with the timelines accordingly. Please keep in mind. In that sense, we are hoping that Bombay Technologies across the table, we will try to keep a specific timeline and we'll try to complete everything within that much time. That's our commitment. We'll see whether we can go ahead and do that. Shorter reviewing time and high rejection rate. Why high rejection rate? Anyone? Exactly. The first thing which is going to be asked by the editor is whether it's novel enough. If the answer is no, straight away. 20% acceptance rate. How much? 20%. 80% complete rejection rate is there. It's too high, but that's expected. Okay. Then comes full papers. Almost all the things, they go the other way around. So we don't have to go through it. No restrictions. Page numbers are very high. So you can definitely go for this. Anything beyond 4 to 5, you are happy to go ahead with this type of publication. Longer reviewing time, which means a reviewer also gets time to understand and give critical reviews. So we are going to specifically focus on this one as full paper. We will be training you, we'll be giving you guidance on this, and then you can go ahead and write it as well. All something which is going to be originally written. Okay, rejection rate is now better, sometimes around 50%, not anything less, 50-55% sometimes. Okay, I'm not going to discover protocols, but if you are working on a process, which sometimes you do, you have a choice of having this type of article. This is not a full review or full paper or a communication. This is specifically written in a protocol format. How do you see a protocol? How do you see a process in a company? Has anyone seen it? It's always point-wise. One by one, point-wise, you add something, you stir something, every detail very clearly written. That is what is called as a protocol. So we can have this as part of BT because chemical engineers are there, technologists are there, people are working on scale-up processes. You can take advantage of this rather than a full paper. You can go for a protocol where your process will be written in a very specific format, and we will provide you that format as well. That is something which we can give. Okay. As I said, review. Please don't go through all that. I'm just going to give you a few points. Review, if you are writing a full review, that's what your focus should be. Be very critical in trying to understand your area. How to get more of these research papers. We will also teach you that. How many people know about SciFinder? Yeah, our library has access. So whenever you're working on SciFinder, specifically if you talk about this carbon dioxide sequestration, carbon utilization, all these aspects, it will throw up suddenly maybe 1,000 papers, 2,000 papers. How do you go about downloading everything? It's not easy. The best way is to look at reviews published 2 years, 5 years back, and then go and do back references, because you will have 300 references already in that review. If you want to read, best is to check those papers only, rather than going one by one. So if you have 2 or 3 reviews already published by someone, read them very well, try to go do back referencing of those reviews. You will have a very critical understanding of what's happening in that area, and that you can put it up as a review article. If you go on reading 100 papers, downloading will take a few months. So the easiest way is at least 4 or 5 reviews, understanding the format of what they have followed. Many times I would say that I will always get influenced by some of the best papers I see. And that's how we have developed ourselves. That some of the researchers have published such good quality research papers that if I see that format, I'll always get influenced. And there is no harm in you getting influenced by the format. It's over a period of time. When you write few articles, you will develop your own style of writing. So don't worry about that. Not that you are mimicking them or you are copying them. You are getting influence just to understand what's the right format, and then you start developing your style. Okay? So try to do that as well. If you come across good quality review articles, please download them, have a look at the format, and try to work on them. Okay. So this is where I'm ending my session, first session. This will give you only the idea that these are the various types of articles. The next time, because I think we are done with the timings, next time what we are going to do is each and every aspect of what points you should keep in mind, that ethically, without any plagiarism, and efficiently how you can write a review article or an original article. That is what we are going to discuss. I'm also going to request the associate editors, maybe if they want to add some extra things in this, if you want to.